Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you guys out there, wherever you are in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Hi, everybody. Here we are once again, another Thursday. And of course, right now it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Over in London, it's 1 a.m. It's Friday over there. Also Friday morning in Tokyo, Japan at 9 a.m. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and of course, I'm going to be with you for a whole full hour. We're going to be here with a lot of conversation, a lot of talk, as we do each Thursday. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate each week. And along with the conversation, you are going to get involved in it. That's why we will rope you right in there so you can be part of the show as well. Now, I want to talk to all of you guys who've been with us for a long time. You already know the protocol. So I want you to sit back, relax while I talk to the newer people, because there may be some people who are new to this show, never seen it before, never experienced before. Here's what we do. We're here every Thursday, as I said, and depending on your time zone, look at your clock, because that's what time we come on each week in your neck of the woods. And so we get together each week, we have conversation, and of course, a lot of things we talk about, topics of the day, and you can get involved in it. We rope you in there because we want you part of the conversation. All you have to do is use your little fingers, let your fingers do the walking on your keyboard, on your computer, on your phone, and even on your iPad or whatever device that you use. Of course, tablets, all of those things that you can do to communicate with us. You'll see us live, and all you have to do is just type in whatever you want to say. I will see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas, because after all, it's all free exchange of opinions and ideas. And we get everybody, we allow everybody to get involved in it. So there you go. That's how we do things each week. And if you're watching us for the very first time, you ought to know also that we come from 3 different places. We're live on Facebook, we're on YouTube, also on Instagram. So all you have to do is pick whatever you want to choose, and we're right there with you. I want to say hello to all of you guys who are watching in all of those areas. And if you're watching us on Facebook, you happen to be watching us on Facebook, please take the time, if you haven't done it thus far, is to tag all of your friends. You can tag this show to your friends right now as we speak, and they'll see that information coming from you. And what they'll do, they'll click on to that notification, and it brings them right to us. They'll see you, they'll see me, and everyone that's in the room here, and everyone that's involved. And if they like what they see, like what they hear, of course, we hope that they will come back again and again. And for those of you who can't stay here for a whole full hour, we really appreciate the time that you spend with us, but we hope the case is that you are able to stay with us. And for all of you people who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to always subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel is because of the fact that when you do that, from here on in, when you do that, and when you come online, and if you happen to forget about what time the show comes on the air, we give the reminder. While you're online, you'll see it. It'll pop right up there. You'll see it. And even if we so much as post a video of some sort, any work that we do here, of course, you're going to get notification about it. And all you have to do is just click onto that notification, and it brings you right to the YouTube channel. That's all it takes. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, just keep following us. Tell your friends and family about us. Just keep following us and keep everything rolling. It'll be just fine. Remember, all of the opinions, the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. Now, later on in the program, as a matter of fact, this particular hour, not too far away, Brian Camp is going to be coming along, and he's got the latest developments in today's world of sports. You'll get a chance to see him. You'll meet him. He'll be here live as we always connect with him. You come out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and of course, you'll get a chance to see him. Now, those of you who are watching on Instagram, that wouldn't be the case, because we're not designed to do that with Instagram. So if you want to greet Brian, all you have to do is just come on Facebook or YouTube, one of those. But either way, even if you don't see him, you'll hear him. You'll hear the phone call. You'll hear him. He'll be coming right up. You'll hear him, and you can still communicate with him. You can still type in whatever you want to talk about. We'll get the message out to him. And if you want to ask him while we're on the air, anything that's sports related, he has the answers for you. So just, stand by, and all of that will be taken care of. We're so glad to have you aboard with us for this Thursday night. Of course, it's our time on Thursday night. Some of you guys are on Friday, but we thank you so much for being along with us. And boy, the time really goes by so fast. Here we are, September 7th. We're in the beginning of a brand new month, September 7th. And guess what? Guess what September is this month? September is National Fruits and Vegetable Month. Eat all of your fruits and vegetables. My mom used to tell me that. Eat your veggies, they're good for you. She never really had a problem with me eating my veggies because I love my veggies anyway, But this is the month for all of us to get healthy and stay proactive and eat as much as you can of your fruits and vegetables. Now, you know something? They say you should have 5 servings of each, right? Daily. Now, come on, let's be honest. No one does that. No one does that. But there are supplements you can take, to kind of, replace that. But who eats like 5 servings a day of fruits and vegetables? Who does that? No one. That's what the body requires. Or maybe it doesn't require that, but it would be helpful if you did it. But no one does that. But do the best you can. Do the best you can, especially this month. And we're going to be concentrating on National Fruits and Veggies Month. So that's all happening too. Also, I want to remind each and every one of you that the flu season is here, coming up. The flu season is always on time, as much as the hurricanes and the storms that come up, around this time of the year, right? Hurricane season, right? And it comes just like clockwork. Let's forget about the hurricanes right now. I don't want to hear any more about that anyway. We had our share of that in Florida and all of those places, all right? They're just getting over, and they're just trying to get back to normal life with that. But getting back to the flu and the flu season, right? Well, the flu season is here, and just to let you know that the flu shots are now available. They are available now, so you can take them anytime you want. Some people don't want to take them too early, like if you're like me, you want to take it sometime around, mid-September to late September or early October, something like that. It depends on how you feel. But the most important thing is to get the flu shots, so you can avoid all of the sickness and all of the flu viruses that's going around. And speaking of the virus, there's also a new vaccine coming out for COVID. We're not over with that yet either, because there are some people have reported to me. I know a couple of friends of mine had told me they had contracted COVID not too long ago, but it didn't affect them that much because they took their shots. Now there's a new vaccine coming on the market, and the word that I got today, that it could come as early as Friday. It could come as early as Friday, but that's not written in stone. You just look out for it, because whenever it comes out, it will be your chance to do it. And they tell me too that you can take both vaccines together at the same time, the flu and the COVID. All right, but that would be up to you. That's a personal choice. And that would be up to you, but they say that it's okay to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, or you want to space it out, you want to wait 2 weeks after, you can do that too. It doesn't hurt, just as long as you get them. And a lot of people are waiting for it. That's why I want to inform you right now that the COVID vaccine is a brand new one coming out, and we want everyone to get ready to do that. But right now, the flu vaccination is already in effect. All you have to go is to go to your nearest pharmacist. Now, the other thing, getting back to the COVID vaccines. Now, in some cases, it's not going to be like it was before. Now, in some cases, it may not be free. And if you have insurance, And some, depending on your insurance, it may cover everything, or you may have to pay a copay. But the way it looks like right now, it's not, because when we were into the actual pandemic, the strong pandemic, it was all free. And the testing, I understand too, is depending, again, on your insurance. Some may pick it up, the insurance may pick it up, or you may have to pay a copay, But check with your insurance and find out whether or not that you want to tell them that you want to get your COVID vaccine, and you want to know if the insurance covers that. If not, what's the copay, yada, yada, yada. Just stay on top of that. The most important thing is to get, because there is no price on health, not at all, no price on health. So we urge you to do all of that. The summer is just about over, right? It's unofficially over when it comes to Labor Day, which by the way, I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day holiday weekend. And of course, that's, a lot of you celebrated for that, and I hope you enjoyed it, and this happens to be the short week, and so some people have done the traditional things that they like to do with Labor Day. We got to remember what Labor Day is really all about, but people went out and barbecued and picnicked in the whole 9 yards. I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day holiday weekend, but that is what they call the unofficial day of the ending of summer, all right? But according to the calendar, summer's still on. And so while we still have the warm weather upon us, while we still have that going for us, let's savor the moment. And you can still go out and do the outdoor activities. There's a lot of people still doing their outdoor activities. They want to get everything out of the way. They want to make sure that they get their fill. They're very full of the last part of summer. And of course, the kids are back in school now. I know in some areas it started like last week. And then now I think this Thursday, I know in our area, I think Thursday, I guess today was the very first day of school here in our area, I think. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, it's always after, you can be sure, always after the Labor Day holiday weekend, the kids go back in school, some just before the holiday. But they're back in school, and people are waiting around, and the parents, I'm pretty sure they're flabbergasted. They say, "Oh wow, the kids are back in school, so now they have the whole house to themselves until they get back from school the whole day." But and I'm pretty sure a lot of the kids who have gone back to school couldn't wait to get back, because they want to see their friends that they haven't seen all summer long, and so they're all back. Nevertheless, it's back. It's all back. In case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. I'm going to be with you for a whole hour. And of course, again, all of you who are in here waiting, please take the time to tag this show to your friends if you're watching us on Facebook. We really would appreciate that. Singer-songwriter Jimmy Buffett, who popularized beach bum soft rock with the escape of the Caribbean-flavored song Margaritaville, and turned that celebration of loafing into an empire of restaurants, resorts, and frozen concoctions, has peacefully died last Friday night. He was surrounded by family and friends, music, and his dogs. Jimmy Buffett was 67 years old. We're going to miss him. Another little local news here in our area in New York City. I want to just pay homage to Rachel Boone, an award-winning reporter, and she was also an anchor for a New York City TV station called New York One. She has passed away after battling pancreatic cancer over the past year or so. And she started to do very, very well. In the beginning, she went into remission and then just came back, but it just didn't happen for her. She was 48 years old. And doo-wop legend Larry Chance, a good friend of mine, I'm going to miss him. It broke my heart when I found out about it. Larry Chance of the Earls passed away this week in Philadelphia. The Earls were known for their big hits such as Remember Then, I Believe, and a few more. Larry came up in the Bronx in New York, and then consequently stayed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he lived then. And he was 82 years old, just short of his 83rd birthday. Okay, so that's sad news all around, and hate to report it, but I'm gonna miss Larry. I'm gonna miss Larry. I remember when he first went into the hospital for the first time, I called him up to see how he was doing. He was doing very well. But I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss our conversations of talk, how we talked about the business and talked about music and doo-wop and the whole 9 yards. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move on right now, and we've got Brian Camp coming along with us because at this time, he's always with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Brian, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's been a brutal week, work-wise, and the week before that, the schools open up. You know, I have a special assignment. I can't really reveal it. You know, I keep things confidential, but it was really a tough 2 weeks. Maybe there's a relief in sight coming up, but I am here. I'm alive, and I'm thankful to be here, to be where I could be seen instead of being looked down and being viewed at. So, well, it makes sense. And so, but yeah, so it is a great day. It's even more of a great day because tonight starts the NFL season, Thursday night football, as the Detroit Lions visit the world champion Kansas City Chiefs. They just hoisted up their banner, their third Vince Lombardi banner as Super Bowl champions, and football season has officially arrived. And yes, they're about to play football. It's good to have football back. We're still in baseball season. They're coming down to the end. We got like another month. Yeah, we're into the early part of September. So, you know, we're coming to the end for the playoffs. None of the New York teams look like they're going to make it. Look like my team now, I don't know what happened to them. They had a brutal month and they are still losing. They're still suffering. So look like we just have to just turn the page from baseball to football, where my team, the Dallas Cowboys, are going to be playing. It's coming up on Monday Night Football against the New York Giants. I think it's Monday Night Football or is it Sunday Night Football? But they're coming up. Football season has arrived, and we are so happy that it is here and is here to stay. Yes, but good evening to you all out there. It is raining out here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. The heat wave looks like it's going to subside a little bit. It's raining, so it's going to get rid of some of that hot, humid air that we're having. And tomorrow should be a little bit comfortable. We're still going to be in the high 80s, but we're finally going to get out of the 90s. Thank goodness for that. So it's always good to appreciate some cool air. Other than the NFL football, you know, you check your local listings for your upcoming games coming up on Sunday and on Monday night. And same thing for Major League Baseball. And I got some basketball news, no, some baseball news. Major League Baseball announced it is placing LA Dodgers pitcher Julio Urias on administrative leave 3 days after police had arrested him. The left-handed was suspicion of felony domestic violence. Now, the leave was imposed under baseball joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy that was adopted back in 2015 by the Major League Baseball Players Association and Major League Baseball. They both agree that under this act. Now, what this act means that you can still get paid while out, but you cannot play. I'm going to repeat that again. Even though you're suspended, you still could get paid, but you cannot play. And this may lead to, you know, the investigation is underway, but this could lead to a hefty suspension. So that's the new baseball rule that they have for between the Players Association and Major League Baseball, they adopted back in 2015. They agreed to these here terms because you got a lot of athletes doing some funny stuff. When I say funny, I'm not saying hilarious stuff, but they're doing some weird things, from anywhere from sexual abuse to child abuse to domestic violence. So we can't make any judgment on anybody until the investigation is over. This day in sports, September 7th, 1953, Roy Campanella sets a catcher's record of 125 RBIs, and enrolling to a record 142 RBIs. No other catcher has more RBIs than that. And Roy Campanella did that in 1953, playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers. 1955, New York Yankee pitcher Whitey Ford becomes the 5th major league pitcher in Major League Baseball to hurl consecutive one-hitters. Now, it's hard to get a no-hitter, one no-hitter, but to do back-to-back starts with consecutive one-hitters, that's amazing. That's some great pitching. 1970, Chicago White Sox used a record 41 players in a doubleheader and lose both games. Yes, they had a doubleheader. Back in those days, they're scheduled doubleheaders. It's not like a makeup doubleheader from there's a rain out or the game has been postponed for other reasons. But back in those days, in 1970, there were scheduled doubleheaders, and they used 41 players, and they lost both games combined. 1979, the Entertainment of Sports Program Network, known as ESPN, makes its debut. 1980, Oakland A's pitcher record a 78 complete game of the season. That's when Billy Martin was the manager back then, where he burned out the Oakland A's pitching arms, and he was criticized for that. So, you can't burn them out. Now they have relief pitchers. They don't even allow pitchers to go all the way to pitch the distance. 1984, New York Met pitcher Dwight Gooden strikes out 11, giving him the National League rookie record of 236. Birthdays today, 1908, the NFL coach, Paul Brown. Yes, Coach Brown, who coached the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, was born in Norfolk, Ohio. 1931, Al McGuire, the brother of Frank McGuire. Al McGuire was the coach, was born in New York City, New York. 1968, Eric Williams, NFL tackle, champion. He was a champion for the Dallas Cowboys during those championship years in the mid-90s. Was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 1974, Antonio McDyess, NBA forward, was born in Quilman, Mississippi. 1988, Kevin Love, who presently still plays for the Miami Heat, NBA forward, was born in Santa Monica, California. And 1966, Donovan Mitchell, NBA guard, was born in Ellsford, New York. He was born in 1996. I beg your pardon. Not 1966, 1996. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a somewhat a nice, pleasant day, but now it's raining, so it's cooled off.
You mentioned sports and what we're going to be watching this year. I don't know about you. You mentioned ESPN, and that just triggered off a thought that ESPN, of course, as you know, is owned by Disney.
Yes.
And a lot of other stations are owned by Disney. I don't know about you, but over here where I am, all of those Disney stations are off the air.
Yes.
And
well, what's going on right now is that there's a contract dispute. There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes in it. I believe that the writers are still on strike. If you could,
yeah.
So,
But yeah, it's gonna, I'm just hoping this whole thing is over, because ABC, I depend on ABC for some sports, and ESPN, of course, absolutely. That's a sports station, and all of those stations are gone. Not everybody not everybody lost them. Are you still have yours? Are you still
I
able?
still have mine. It's certain parts of the country is without ESPN. Yes.
And it's a contract. And what it is that Disney is looking for more money. What's new? What's new? Disney wants more money, and where we are, my cable outlet is Spectrum, and Spectrum is trying to save everybody's pockets, so they say, and they're in negotiations at the moment. So I just turn to one of those every now and then. I just turn to one of those Disney stations to see if it's on the air, and so far, still not on the air. We don't know. I don't know what the status is at this particular point. Of course, I could always call my cable company and find out. The other thing I may do too is ask them if we get some kind of financial cut, being that we don't have those stations anymore. We should be compensated for that.
You're never compensated for stuff like that. I don't know why, but I would. To be honest with you, I thought this would be settled because, you know, their biggest time of the year is during this time of the year when the football season is starting.
Yeah.
And you would think that they would come to agreement. Now, mind you, it's Thursday night. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow and over the weekend, but, you know, to lose the audience for football season, you know, it could be really serious. You know, this year could get really ugly. And the NFL, and you know, is very good. They promote their products so well. The NFL makes billions and billions of dollars over the course of the year. So, you know, we're going to see what's going to happen. A lot of shows are being missed. You know, Disney got a lot of shows too. Disney is a major corporation, and you know, we're going to see it.
I don't get to see General Hospital either.
Well, yeah.
And something else. Here's something else. I just thought I'd take a chance on it. It was just like a long shot. But I went on demand, and of course, all the demand channels that owned by Disney are not there either. So I just thought I'd take a chance on and just seeing it, because maybe I could. I thought maybe, you know, that I could. You know, watch something that I missed, but it wouldn't make any sense if that was the case, because, you know, if they're gonna take you off the air, they're gonna take everything off the air.
Exactly.
You know, so
exactly. But you know, it's tough. It's unfair for the viewers who has to be in the middle of this to suffer these here consequences. You know.
Yeah.
So,
now,
yeah.
I'm just guessing. Last Friday, I'm guessing that was the day that they took everything off the air. I'm just guessing, because usually I watch General Hospital, right? But if I don't get a chance to see General Hospital, of course I DVR it, and then I go back to it. And when I went back to it, it had that sign up there saying we're off the air and we're negotiating. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that took place that Friday. That's what I thought. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens. I keep my fingers crossed, because, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
sooner or later they will come to agreement. So that we do know. It's just a matter of time. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see you tomorrow.
You're not going to see me tomorrow, but I will be tuning in. I already mailed you the everything, you know, with the email. So everything is all set. I will be peeping in, but cannot come on the air, you know.
All right.
So.
All right, but you'll be back here next week.
Oh, absolutely. If everything goes well, God's willing, I'll be back here next week and the day after that, and so on and so on. Yes.
Okay, so we'll see you then. You take care. Have yourself a great evening.
Take care. Enjoy, everybody.
All right. I was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Of course, he's here each week. Now, as you already heard, he's not going to be here tomorrow on the coffee hour. You know, he's taking care of his business. Everybody takes care, and DJ Pete does the same thing sometimes. You know, sometimes they can't do it, but they always are nice enough to leave me their information that they would normally do themselves. And so I'm going to check, you know, Brian already emailed me his stuff, so I'll be gathering that. And just keep the show going. That's how we do it. Okay, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And of course, my name is Frank Allen. We're going to be with you up until the top of the hour. And we're so glad to have you aboard with us. If you're just joining us for the first time, please take the time, especially you guys who are watching us on Facebook, to tag all of your friends at this particular point. Now, I know we're into the show. We're already 30 minutes into the show already, but that gives them 30 minutes to enjoy. So if you tag them, they'll see the information. Of course, they'll click right on that information, and it'll bring them right to us here on Facebook, and they'll see the show live, and they can participate as well. And if you like, you can just say something if you have anything in particular that you want to say. Also, for you guys, if you haven't done it yet as well, I always encourage you to go to my Facebook channel. That's my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, YouTube channel, and subscribe to that. And when you get that, because when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, what happens is that every time we go on the air live, or if I post a video or whatever it is, whatever kind of activity I do for the channel, you'll get notification and it'll pop right up, you know. And of course, you'll see that information pop right up, and all you have to do is click on it, it'll bring you right to the channel. But for the rest of you who are watching us on Instagram, just keep watching us and tell your friends about it. You don't have to do anything special. Just do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, shall we dance? Shall we dance and talk about what happens in this day in history? Shall we do that? Let's do it. On this day in history, in 1914, a New York post office building opens to the public for the very first time. On this day in history, in 1921, in Atlantic City, New Jersey, the first Miss American pageant, a two-day event was held. On this day in history, in 1936, Boulder Dam, which is known as Hoover Dam of the Colorado River between Nevada and Arizona, begins operation. On this day in history, in 1954, Journey to Italy, directed by Roberto Rossellini, and it starred Ingrid Bergman and George Sanders. That was released that year. Back in 1957, WWL-TV, Channel 4 in New Orleans, Louisiana, a CBS station begins broadcasting. On this day in history, 1963, American Bandstand moves from Philadelphia to California and airs once a week on Saturday. Back in 1974, the musical Irene, starring Debbie Reynolds, closes at the Minskoff Theater in New York City after 605 performances. In 1995, the 12th MTV Video Music Award goes to TLC, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Madonna. In 1996, the rap artist Tupac Shakur was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. He died 6 days later. In 1923, actor Peter Lawford was born on this day in London, England. He died in 1984. And back in 1934, R&B singer Little Milton was born on this day in Inverness, Mississippi. He died in the year 2005. Singer Buddy Holly was born on this day in 1936, and he was born in Lubbock, Texas. And he died February 3rd, 1959, at the age of 22 years old in a plane accident. And may I add, he had two other members with him that we all know, the Big Bopper with Chantilly Lake and Richie Valens as well. And that was, they called the year when the music died, 1959. And back in 1936, R&B singer Joe Simon was born on this day. He was born in Simmerport, Louisiana, and he died 2021. Back in 1948, actress Susan Blakely was born on this day in Frankfurt, Germany. She's 75 years old today. Happy birthday. In 1950, author Peggy Noonan was born on this day in Brooklyn, New York. She's 73 years old today. In 1943, actress Rita Hayworth weds actor Orson Welles that got divorced in 1947. In 1945, Star Trek actor DeForest Kelly weds Carolyn Dowley. 1979, singer-songwriter Cat Stevens, who is now known under his righteous name, Yusuf Islam, he weds Fuzia Ali in London, England. In 1984, singer Janet Jackson weds R&B singer James DeBarge of the group DeBarge. They got annulled in 1985. In 1991, actor Harry Hamlin weds actress Nicolette Sheridan. And in the year 2013, actor Patrick Stewart weds country singer Sonny Ozell. And they got married in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. In 1949, actress Janet Leigh divorces Stanley Rames after almost 4 years of marriage. The year 2012, singer Dorothy McGuire of the McGuire sisters died on this day, back at the age of 84 years old. In 2021, jazz historian and a good friend of mine, and I'll always miss him, good friend of mine, DJ Phil Schaap, he died of cancer of that year. DJ, he gave me a name that I will always treasure. It may not be in public, but always in private life. Some people call me Dr. Allan. That's what he named me, DJ Schaap, great guy. And Phil Schaap and I we did morning shows. When I did my morning show, I did a jazz morning show. He did his jazz morning show at another station. And while we were both on the air, we used to call each other. And sometimes we would, exchange notes, but I'll always miss Phil Schaap for that. And finally, the year 2022, journalist Bernard Shaw of CNN dies of pneumonia at the age of 82 years old. And that's this day in history. Whatever that that maybe you want to relay to us that I didn't mention, something happened on this day in history that I didn't mention, please feel free, let your fingers do the walking, type it in there. Of course, we'll be happy to pass it along to other people on this day in history. We have always wanted you guys to get in touch with us any kind of way you can. Now some people, they like to watch the show, and then other people, they just want to sit back and watch it and not indulge in conversation. But there's a way you can get in touch with me if you want to talk to me personally as well. Of course, I have an email address and a telephone number, and of course, I'll be happy to give that along. Let's start with the email address first. How's about that? The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Frank Allan. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. That's a very important detail, because you don't want to spell it any other way and not get in touch with me. It's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Or you can call 641-715-3900 extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900 extension 467134. When you call or you write an email, one or the other, you can just do it just for the heck of it, just to say hi. Or maybe there's something that you want to relate to the program, you want questions, you have any questions about the program, or you want to know more about the program and how long we've been doing this, and so forth and so on. We have the answers for you. We'll give them to you the best we can. Or if you have some kind of idea about for the show, or there's a special guest that you would say, hey, why don't you have so-and-so on the show? And we will try. We will do the best we can to indulge you, because that's what it's all about. We want you to be part of this show as well. So anyway, anything that you want to talk about, or you like, just email us or call us, either way. Let me give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Again, that number is 715-3900, extension 467-134. Later on in the program, before the show is over, I am not going to leave this place until I give you those movies. I didn't talk about that earlier. But I have movies that I exchange each week. All right. I have my picks of the week from Turner Classic Movies. I want to share that along with you because a lot of you do things on the weekend, but one of the things that you may want to do is just catch up on some movies, right? You may want to do that, catch up on some movies. And of course, we'll be happy to do that. And so I have my pick of the week of some of the movies that I want to add to your bucket list of movies and suggest that you watch them. And that's all coming up later on in the program right here on Talk Back Live. And so glad to have you along with us. And you heard about all the crazy news that's been happening around here. A lot of crazy news. A lot of crazy news, right? All right. All right. So we go down the line because, you know, we're only here once a week. And so some of the music, or some, not some of the music, but some of the news that you've heard over the week, we don't get a chance to broadcast it to you until we come on the air live. It's, I guess you can just say it's just a reminder that you already know about it, but we just remind you again and again and again because the news stations do that anyway, right? Proud Boys leader, the Proud Boys leader. Remember this one? The leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Toro. Enrique Toro was sentenced to 22 years in prison for orchestrating a failed plot to keep inmate number P01135809. You know who he is, right? Or you could say 345/666 Beast Incarnate, because that's exactly what he is. And anyway, they tried to keep him in power after the Republicans lost the 2020 election. So now he's got 22 years in prison. That was the verdict that came down. That's what he has. And initially, they suggested that they give him 33 years. And so with all of those people that were involved in all of that, you know, all of the Proud Boys who have been convicted and now serving time, they all had, you know, suggested higher jail term sentences, but it went from a decade on, from 10 years to the highest 22 years. So now these people have all of those years to think about what they did. And of course, you know, a lot of them, they wanted to get out of them and making excuses, you know, crying and things and saying, you know, I have my daughter, she's sick, I want to be there with her, or my daughter, she's graduating, I want to be a father to her. And well, you know, I don't know that you thought about your daughter when you took part in that insurrection on that fateful day, January 6th. I don't think you had your daughter in mind when that happened, because that was a terrible day, and everyone got to see it. And you can't deny it. Videos don't lie. Videos do not lie. They tell you the truth. You know, there's no way when everything is right there, right in front of your face, and you wonder, how did we get to this point and some of these people are still walking the streets? Well, you know, some people, you know, they want to delay it and delay it and delay it, but you know, it's just not happening anymore. So everything is starting to come to light, and everyone is starting to see that justice is starting to be served. And here's another piece of action for you guys. And this just came down today. Former inmate number P01135809. That's, and he was the top. I would say that, let me read that over so you'll get the idea, and then I'll go back into it. Former inmate number P01135809's top White House trade advisor, Peter Navarro, was found guilty Thursday of 2 counts of criminal contempt of Congress for denying a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol. It all catches up. It all catches up. And you can't, when someone serves a subpoena, now, if someone served me a subpoena, you better believe they're going to make sure that I'm going to honor that subpoena. And if I don't honor that subpoena, they're going to get me right away. They're going to come and get me right away. So these politicians or these people who play the part of or did the bidding of one person, thought that they were going to get away with it, and they just ignored it over and over and over and over. And now you have a judge saying, you know what, I'm not to be messed with, okay? And she said that in her own little way. And some of these people were doing this over and over and over again, thought they got away with it and were getting away with once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now things are happening where someone's over you and they're saying, I am not to be messed with. I am not to be messed with. And so, inmate number P01135809, 345/666 Beast Incarnate. I'll have to say that until for a while, because a lot of you may not. I just changed, the name has been changed. And until you get used to that, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you are, but you know, just in case. Anyway, so this guy, you know, he's of course 4 times indicted. All right. And he delayed, and he's still trying to delay. He's still doing the delay thing. Delay. And the judge is saying, I'm not to be messed with. I am so sick and tired of your delays. I am so sick and tired of your threats. And I am not to be played with. And she said that earlier to what's his name? Jones, Jim Jones, that's his name, you know? And that guy needs a slap in the face. He needs a slap of reality in his face. Arrogant, and they're all, and most of them are arrogant. They're arrogant, thinking that they can get away with all of these things, but they can't. And so here you go again. You have the leader of the Proud Boys and his other people there, you know, knowing now that the days are over, and some of them have realized now, I've put my tail on the line for this guy, and I get nothing. And you got to realize, according with this guy, number inmate P01135809, loyalty is a one-way street. You are loyal to him, but he is not loyal to you. And it's proven that. I mean, look at Rudy Giuliani, right? He's crying broke now. And I hear tell now that inmate P01135809 is going to help him out financially. That's what I heard. I'm not sure how true that is. When initially he wasn't going to do that because they couldn't even find him when they were looking forward to getting some kind of funds from him. And they call him and he wouldn't answer the phone, or he was just not there. But I understand now that Rudy Giuliani is crying broke now. I'm not sure what constitutes, as far as he's concerned, what constitutes being broke. You know, he's probably rich compared to some, you know, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And he can't practice law in New York anymore. He can't do that anymore. That's all. You know, so anyway, I just figured I'd bring that out there. It's all news, except for the news I just told you about Pete Navarro. He's getting in there. He was convicted. He was convicted today, and he can face up to 2 years in prison. You see how fast these things are coming down? I would get nervous if I were in those MAGA maggots, if I were in that circle, I would get very nervous at this point. I'm pretty sure that inmate P0331135809, I'm pretty sure he's nervous. I'm pretty sure he doesn't get any sleep at night. I'm positive of that. Because inmate P01135809 will be wearing that number on a orange jumpsuit. And by the way, that orange, very becoming. It will be very becoming color. You'll feel right at home. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, of course, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we talk back live to each and every one of you, reminding you that this year, this is September 7th right now, and this month is National Fruits and Veggie Month. All right, I picked up on that. And so eat your veggies. Also, I want to remind you also that the flu season is here. Flu shots are available. And also, as early as tomorrow, possibly early as tomorrow, or maybe even later, the new COVID vaccine will be coming out. In case you didn't know that, I'm just letting you know right now. And so those of you who are proactive and actually keep up with all of your vaccines, please keep up with this one. COVID is still around, and people are still, I've heard reports of people have caught it, but the people who have caught it didn't affect them too much because they were previously vaccinated. They kept up with all their vaccines or their vaccinations. And so they stayed out for about 4, 5, 6 days until they're able to get it. Now, let me explain one more time about the vaccination for COVID. Now, it may not be the way it was before, because in the height of the COVID, remember, everyone was getting vaccinated for free, and this may be a different story. That's why you ought to check with your insurance company to see whether or not some insurance company may pick up the tab, or some insurance company may pick up part of the tab and you have to pay a copay. So call your insurance company to find out about it. Tell them that you are going to get ready to take the new COVID vaccination, and you want to know whether or not that the insurance company is going to pick up the tab or part of the tab. Find out what it is. But remember, there's no price on health. And for the people who are not, and I repeat that, people who are not insured, they're working out, the President of the United States is working out action right now to make sure that they get COVID examination for free. Now, the tides may turn. We don't know. The tides may turn. Things may happen where all of us will continue to get it for free. But it's very important that you get those tests, you get those vaccinations, flu, and they say that you can do it at the same time. That's up to you. That's a personal choice. That would be up to you if you want to get it at the same time. Okay, but for sure, the flu vaccinations are out now. Flu vaccines are out now. And so you can go into your favorite pharmacist and go right in there and get it. And for the most part, it's free. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, every weekend, of course, you do things. And of course, one of the things you may want to do is catch up on some movies, and which we want to do right now. We want to make sure that you catch up on some movies, right? And so each week, I always bring you my picks of the week from Turner Classic Movies, my picks of the week. And I also want to relay them to you because you may have movies that you are looking forward to watching that you haven't seen in a long time. So I just want to add on to your bucket list of movies, what to watch. So here we go. Let's get started right now. Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944, starring Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien. That comes on Turner Classic Movies. You can watch that Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You also have Jailhouse Rock from 1957 with Elvis Presley. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Imitation of Life. Now, there are two imitations of life. There's the original one that goes back to 1934, and there's the remake that everyone loves back in 1959. Now, I grew up on the one from 1959, so that was my original. But the original one is coming on from 1934, starring Claudette Colbert and Warren Williams, along with Louise Beavers. This is the original Imitations of Life, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And of course, you know, if you don't get a chance to get up that early, you want to rest a little late on Saturdays, you can always take these movies and you can DVR them and watch them later at your own convenience. That's Imitation of Life, the original Imitation of Life. Here's something that I liked back in 1956, The Wrong Man, starring Henry Fonda, Vera Miles, and Anthony Quayle. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's coming on Sunday. That's Sunday at 12 a.m. Eastern. Now, it comes on twice. It comes on Sunday at 12 a.m. Eastern, and then it comes on again the same day, Sunday, at 10 a.m. Eastern. So Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday morning at 12 a.m. Eastern, and then at the crack of dawn, or maybe beyond the crack of dawn at 10 a.m., it comes on again Sunday at 10 a.m. That's The Wrong Man, Henry Fonda. You'll like that. I like that. Okay, let's go back to 1960. Here's a great movie. It's a bone chiller sometimes, depending on how you look at it. If you've seen it 100 times like me, I still get chills watching it. Psycho, one of those Alfred Hitchcock movies. Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh, along with Vera Miles. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. All of these movies, of course, I would like you to watch them too. And they're all right there for your enjoyment. And you can go on Turner Classic Movies too and go through the program guide and look them up. There may be more movies that you haven't had a chance to see or that I didn't mention, not because I don't like them, only because of the fact these are my picks of the week. And you may want to watch those other ones that come on, and they're right there. And again, you could DVR them if you don't get a chance to watch them in real time. And so there you go. Also, while you're there on let's see, on demand, right? There's a lot of great movies too, past movies dating back to the 1930s, 40s, 50s, so forth and so on, up into the 80s. And those movies, there's a whole list of movies, and you can go right down from A to Z, and you can watch those movies and you can pick them all out. They're all free movies. Of course, there are also pay-per-view movies you can watch, movies that are already on into the theaters already, but you can watch them in your home. They cost a little more, of course, than the other pay-per-view movies, but you could still watch them. They're right there. And so get out the popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks and enjoy them. Also, you have all of the networks too. You have Lifetime movies. See what's available on there. Lifetime movies are there as well. And you have, if you watch sports and you don't get around to watching them in real time, you could watch the following day, in most cases without the commercials, sometimes. And you could watch them right there on demand. And so it's all there. And I just want to remind you, if you're living in an area like me, where all of the Disney channels, which some of them are sports channels, are blocked because of financial negotiations, we'll keep your fingers crossed for that. But the music, but all of these Turner Classic Movies are there, right there for you to watch. So let me repeat them all again right quick. You have Meet Me in St. Louis with Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 1 p.m. Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley, Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The original Imitation of Life, Claudette Colbert, Warren Williams, Louise Beaver, and that's Turner Classic Movie Saturday at 10 p.m. The Wrong Man, Henry Fonda, Vera Miles, Anthony Quaid. Turner Classic Movie Sunday at Saturday night, Sunday morning at 12 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10 a.m. And finally, Psycho with Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, and Vera Miles. That's Turner Classic Movie Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I hope that you enjoy these movies and enjoy them. In the meantime, I'm going to get out of here, but I will be back here tomorrow morning. And I hope that you will be here as well tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. And by the way, I talked about Giuliani. Brian just told me that they're giving Giuliani a fundraising dinner for his financial difficulties. So there you go. But anyway, come back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. We're going to be broadcasting live directly from our favorite place called Urban Space. We're going to be there live. So, and that's on Vanderbilt Avenue and 45th Street, East 45th Street in New York City. We're going to be there live tomorrow morning. And other than that, come back here next Thursday for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp, the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And that's the whole 9 yards. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.